Hello. Hello, hello. Welcome to Verbling.
Hi, thank you.
Hi. I'm Teacher Oakley, and for the next hour here at Verbling, we're going to be exploring future tenses. We will be doing that by taking a little quiz. Students in the class will take turns answering various questions which involve fill-in-the-blank future verb tenses. So as we go along, of course, I'll be helping you out, and I will attempt to explain why you are using various tenses. Anyway, we're basically looking at all the future tenses and discussing them as we go along. Hello, hello. What's your name? Ava.
Yes,
Hi,
my
Ava.
name is Eva. Hi.
Hi, Ava. Hi there. Where are you from?
Hi. I'm from Costa Rica.
Oh, cool beans. Okay. Welcome to the class. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Well, thank you. What time is it there in Costa Rica?
Right now it's 8 p.m.
Oh, okay. I see. All right. Okay. I'm not sure where all your classmates are. I'm sure we'll have a lot of people entering the class, but I've got quite a lot of material. So, Ava, I'm going to get started. I'm going to do a screen share with you here. It's going to take a little manipulation on my part with the questions, but I will manage anyway. As simple as this. Okay, Ava. You can see that there's a blank. The main verb we want to use is in parentheses. So I would like you to attempt to use a future tense with this main verb, finish, to complete the sentence. And then we'll talk about it. Your answer.
I was thinking, are you going to finish? Are you going to finish working on your project by Friday?
Are you going to finish? Okay. That is possible. Are you going to finish? You're on your. Are you going to finish your project on Friday? You just said. That changes things drastically. Okay, if you say, are you going to finish your project on Friday, that would mean, are you going to, the going to simple future tense, you're asking if that's the plan on Friday. However, here we have the preposition by Friday. So by has the meaning of before, on or before, really before. So here, what we're looking at, will you have finished?
Okay.
Because of the preposition by. Your answer would be correct if the preposition was on, a specific date. But before a date, we're going to use a future perfect. This is called a future perfect. Will have finished. Okay. Okay, up to this time in the future. All right. Looks like we have a lot of other students who've joined us, so let me quickly welcome them. Hello, Daniel.
Hey, Oakley. How's it going?
It's going okay. Thank you very much. Welcome to the class. And Cesar is with us again. Hello, Cesar.
Hello, teacher. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Welcome to the class. And also Min has joined us. Hi, Min.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning.
Yes.
Okay, we got a lot of future tense material, so let's let's try this out. Some of them are just one sentence. Some of them are in the form, as in this one, of A and B. So we're looking at using a future tense in a dialogue. A says, and then B says. So, for example, A says he has got. I'm missing something. He has got a birthday today. Whoops, that's better. He's got a birthday today. Okay, Daniel, you might reply. Okay, using the phrase in the parentheses. How could you fill in the blank and reply here? Remember, future tense.
Me?
Daniel, yeah, please.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? I Oh, I'll definitely call him then.
Okay, Daniel, use the I will contraction, I'll, which is very normal because we're looking at a dialogue. So in speaking, we would, in fact, use the contracted form. And we would, you should, I should, everybody should, when you're speaking, use contractions. I'd like to go, I would, I'll do it, etc. So good form. Okay, I'll definitely call him then. Excellent, perfect. Daniel, very nice. Quick shout out and welcome. We got a new student in class, Oscar. Hello, Oscar.
Hello, Oakley. How are you?
Good morning, or good evening, or whatever it is. What is it where you are, Oscar?
Good evening.
Good evening. Okay, well, good evening. Okay, Oscar, we'll come around to you in a little bit. Okay, had another joiner. Hello, Shane. Welcome. Hi, Shane.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
About the last phrase there.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use like I'm going to definitely call him then?
You could.
Or,
Okay, good point. Let's clarify this right now. All right. Okay, the simple future tenses, which I'm sure we're going to see many examples today. The simple future tenses, there's two forms: will, do, will, verb, and am, or the verb to be, am going to, and the main verb, am going to do. The primary, most important difference, they can be used interchangeably if you're predicting the future. All right? You can use either one, in other words. The am going to simple future is used to show that this is a plan. So, Danielle, to answer your question, if speaker B wants to express the idea that I am planning to call him later, that this is a plan, then you would use am going to. Now, I like your first answer better. Here's why: because we generally use will for an idea we just had. A plan is something we've thought of before. So when we're speaking, we've already thought of this idea and we've already made our plan before we're speaking right now. When we hear things suddenly, then we use will. This goes hand in hand with the idea, someone says, oh, it's really hot in here. You say, I will open the window then. Obviously, you're thinking that at right that moment. So this is not, you didn't plan 2 days ago to open the window when Bob said it's hot in here. Obviously not. That's silly. So we use will when we just think of an action we're going to do in the future, or to make an offer, possibly to refuse an offer. It's okay, I won't open the window because
Hello. Hello.
birds outside. Okay. Hello, Shane. Welcome to the class.
Hi, can you hear
Hi.
me?
Yes, loud and
Oh,
clear.
that's good. Yeah, because yesterday I tried to join Burbling, but unfortunately it's very hard to fix this headset, so I
Okay.
didn't have the chance to talk.
Well, it's
Thank you.
working now. I don't know what you did, but it's very loud and clear now.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. So, Daniel, did I explain that adequately? Do you understand?
Yeah, I got it. It's a little
Okay.
bit confused, but I got it. But
The main
what if,
thing, am going to uh, is used for plans. That's the main point.
so
Yeah.
it would be a little bit, it wouldn't make so sense if I use like, um, before I use, I'll definitely call him, then I use like, I think I would definitely call him.
Uh, well, that's yeah. That would make sense. Sure. I mean, that would be perfectly normal. Right. So, really going back to your question, I'll definitely call him then, or I am going to definitely call him then. To the listener, to A, listening, you're not going to actually consciously think, oh, then speaker B is making a plan, or oh, he just thought of this future idea. No one thinks that way. Of course, we just understand the information that's what you're going to do in the future. So, as far as the listener is concerned, it doesn't really make that much difference, unless you're talking to your grandmother about going to graduate school. Then, I am going to go to Harvard to graduate school. Well, that's a plan, and that sounds a lot better than I will go to Harvard, because that sounds like a prediction or something you just thought of. So sometimes and if you actually are using the verb plan, all right, obviously you don't need to use am going to, because the definition of plan is plan. You don't have to infer it. It's right there in front of you. Okay, I think we'll see more examples too.
Yeah, I
Anyway.
got it. Thank you.
Okay. Let me go to Cesar, another future tense used in a dialogue. So, Cesar, any plans for the weekend?
Yes, I'm going to fly to Norway. Tickets were really expensive.
Okay. I'm going to fly to Norway, but now I'm going to confuse you. I think you have the best answer. That is the best answer. Obviously, you plan to make flights. You have to plan that. But it is also possible. I just want to introduce this to you. It's also possible to use the present continuous tense. Yeah, I'm flying to Norway. We generally use this also for a plan, but in the very, very near future. Like when somebody asks you a question, it's very common to reply to a question about the near future, like, what are you doing this weekend? Okay. Any plans for the weekend? All right, that's in a very short term. Sometimes we also, we don't use the going to simple future. It's possible to just use present continuous. I actually like Cesar's answer better in this circumstance because, buying airline tickets is something you generally plan. Okay? It is possible, though. No one would notice the difference if you use this, really.
Okay.
Okay? Generally, when you use present continuous, it's for something in the immediate future you plan to do. All right, this one's a bit tricky. Min, it's a double.
Yes. My boss going to fire me and I had not finished by the deadline.
Okay. My boss is going to fire me.
Yes.
Okay. Now this is a prediction. So in reality, okay, is going to fire me, you're predicting what will happen. Because it's somebody else, you're making a prediction. Obviously, you can't plan somebody else's action. But we can use is going to and the verb, or will. Either simple future. Obviously, you're predicting somebody else's action. All right, so that's good, but don't forget the verb to be if you use going to. And the second part, now I don't know that this shouldn't be a period here, to be honest. Whoops. It should be a period, really. Sorry, my mistake there. Okay, by the deadline. I think Ava was the only one in class when we looked at this before. What did you say, Min? What was your answer? Okay.
I had not finished by the deadline.
Okay, very, very close. I have not finished, though. That would be present perfect, and you're talking about the past up to now. But the deadline here is the future, a specific time in the future. A deadline, by the way, when you use it in English, often future, could be past, though. I missed the deadline, for example, is considered a specific time in English. All right. The deadline is whatever, March 20th by 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Deadlines are finite, specific times. So you're very close, Min, but instead of present perfect, you want a future perfect. So I will not have finished, or of course in a conversation you would use contracted will not, which is won't. So you're very close. You had the right idea to use a perfect tense, but it's got to be future because it's a future specific time. So one action is going to happen up to that future specific time. Well, that future specific time has a effect. I won't have finished by the deadline, or I will not have finished full form. I will not have finished by the deadline. Now, I want to show you something here. I want to change this sentence and just freak you guys out a little. Stay with me here. What happens, Min, if I put a comma here? Oops, I don't really need a comma because my subordinate clause is second. But what if I put a subordinator here and I make an if clause? My boss will fire me.
Yeah. Would not finish.
No?
Okay.
Maybe just if I not finish.
If I don't finish. Okay. All right. Let me actually type it out here so you guys can see it. I'm making a conditional. Okay. I'm making a conditional sentence, and the fact is that conditional sentences often use. You got to know how to use the future tense here. My boss will fire me if I do not finish, if I don't finish. Yeah. So, Ava, you're right. Simple present tense. If I don't, okay. If I don't finish by the deadline. Now, okay, this is called the first conditional. Two things of note. The first conditional is realistic. The speaker thinks this is a real prediction. She really, really thinks her boss is going to fire her. In her mind, this is a real situation. This is a real logical result of the if clause. So, will, the simple future is used here, and the present tense is used in the if clause. Now, this is everybody in the class. You can. What I want to ask you guys. What would happen if I say my boss would fire me
If I didn't finish,
if I didn't? If I didn't finish by the deadline. Very good, man. Right. Now this is an example. What is still the future? We use this to talk about a conditional future. We're still talking about a hypothetical future. This is the unreal condition. So here, the speaker does not think this is going to happen. Maybe they think, oh, I will easily finish by the deadline. So this isn't a realistic sentence for the speaker. It's up to the speaker if they want to use the real or the unreal conditional. Min is exactly correct. With the unreal conditional, we would use would and past tense in the if clause. Very good, Min. Good job. Okay. Very, very important. Notice there is no future tense in the if clause. No how, no way. Believe it or not, unless, which is the negative if, and if are considered time subordinators. They start time clauses similar to after, before, when we start a clause with when or while or during. Any of these things that denote time. This group includes if. In a time clause, or a clause that started with a time subordinator, it is impossible in English to use a future tense, and that means any future tense whatsoever. You cannot use any future tense with if. Not simple, not perfect, not continuous, not perfect continuous, none, nada, zip, zilch, zero. Do not. You cannot use a future tense in a time clause. Okay, that was a lot of information. Any questions? Anybody? Don't be shy. Ava? No? Okay.
No,
all right.
no. I just wanted to say that. I don't have questions.
Okay, okay. All right, let's continue. I'm going to move on to Oscar here. Another dialogue-based example here. So, all right, Oscar, if I say to you, Oscar, can I call you tomorrow? You might
Sure,
reply.
Sure. He'll be at home this time tomorrow. John and I mm, are going cleaning the house.
Are going to be cleaning the house. Okay. Well, Oscar's telling us that this is the plan. Basically, are going to be cleaning the house. Yeah, that's possible. Or you could say will be cleaning the house. Either one. Again, either one is possible here because, I don't know, cleaning the house is, maybe she just thought of this. In a way, you can tell if the person just decided to do this. In this case, if they said, John and I will be cleaning the house, that means the person just thought of this idea. Or if John and the speaker, John and Oscar, already talked about this ahead of time, then Oscar's answer is perfectly appropriate. So there are many times when you could use either of the future simple verb tenses. Notice this is actually will be cleaning because it's a continuous action, because they're talking about cleaning the house is something that takes duration. It takes a period of time. It's not an instant action, obviously. Okay, so they're saying I'll be at home this time tomorrow, and at this time tomorrow when you call, this will be an interrupting action while I'm in the middle of this longer action cleaning the house, which is often how we use continuous tenses. We use it in conjunction with an interrupting or quick action. Okay, your answer, Oscar. John and I are going to be cleaning the house. All right, it's emphasizing that, okay, that's the plan, but if we use the continuous, we'll be cleaning the house. It's emphasizing that your call will be interrupting. Again, there are many cases where there are 2 or even 3 possible correct answers, but it shows the speaker's emphasis. Okay. Well, this may be confusing. Shane. Okay, read the whole thing here. Shane, are you there? Shane? Oh dear. Maybe something happened to his microphone again. Shane? No? Hello? Shane! Okay. Maybe something happened to his microphone. Ava, back to you.
Okay, well, Amanda, look at you. You are pregnant. My congratulations. When are you having a baby?
Okay. When are you having is perfectly okay. Okay, or also when are you going to have the baby? I guess the doctor and you may plan the birth date, you know, if that's normal, right? When people have babies, they definitely plan around it. The pregnancy may or may not be planned, but the birth date generally is planned. If you get my drift, you know what I'm saying. Okay, are you going to have? Okay, very good. Are you going to have, or are you having? Here are having. All right. Sure. When are you having the baby? This would be very normal. Again, present, continuous. Even, well, how pregnant is she? You know, how far in the future is this? We don't know. Okay. When are you going to have the baby? Either of these would actually work here. Just fine. Okay. Is it a plan, or is it a? Either way, it's a plan. You know, birth date's a plan. Is it short? You know, heck, if she's clearly 8 months pregnant, then okay, that's a short in the future, and present continuous may be slightly more appropriate. If you know, she's not showing, as we say, she's not showing yet. Her tummy's not getting around. Maybe the future simple would be more appropriate. But again, it really doesn't matter that much. Okay.
Excuse me, I have a question. It's not
Sure.
with the future, but it's not as,
Yep.
as strange as, are you going to have a baby? Because the baby, or I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you bring up a bad memory, Ava. I once asked a woman who had she looked pregnant to me, and I asked her, "Oh, when are you due?" That was my first question. Not are you pregnant, but, "Oh, when are you due?" And she, much to both of our embarrassment, said, "I'm not pregnant."
Don't worry, that happened to me too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm not the only one. Thank
No.
goodness. Okay. Yeah, that can be. You must be handled delicately. I would agree. Okay. Here's one. Okay, now this one's also interesting. Daniel, how about this one?
Wow, that's difficult. Uh, um, mm, when
Yeah, we get a new concept here. Scheduled events in the future. We're going to have to talk about this. This is something we haven't talked about yet. Well, take a guess.
I don't know, maybe it's something with like when are your train going to leave?
Well, the train and the verb to be have to match. So train is singular. When is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a bad guess.
right. Okay. Maybe when, possible answers, when does your train leave? Okay, is possible. When does your train leave? Now get this, that's simple present tense. You could also say, when is your train leaving? All right, when is your train going to leave? Let's address first things first. When does your train leave? You can say, I know this is simple present tense, but it is very normal to say, okay, the party starts 7 p.m. Okay, this is a normal sentence. 7 p.m. It's 3 p.m. right now. The party starts at 7 p.m. This is clearly a future event. No future tense here, not even present continuous. This is simple present tense. Okay, this is very important. You can use, English speakers will use simple present tense to talk about future scheduled events. Trains leave on a schedule. Well, hopefully on schedule. Parties start at a time. Yes, Ava? Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought that I had my microphone muted.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. So this is a very, very specific usage here. All right. If it's a scheduled event, and usually we only use present tense when it's in the fairly near future. Okay, the party. Okay, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I am going to a party. All right, that's something future. I'm going to go to a party. It's planned. The party starts at 7. Do you want to join me? Okay, to talk very specifically, often with an answer. Now, this is a question or example here. Okay, but with an answer, it would be very common to include a specific time, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., whatever, with present simple. Now, here again, it would be possible to use the simple present. When is your train leaving? It would be possible to use a present continuous because it's very soon and it's obviously planned. It's scheduled. So simple future with going to, any of those. There's 3 things that you might do in English which would all be perfectly acceptable. Okay, and same with the answer for that matter. Your answer could be any of those 3 possibilities. Okay, Cesar. All right. Try
Okay.
this question.
When 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 do you see your doctor?
Okay, present. Okay, a scheduled event. All right, nice. Okay, tomorrow at 12. Okay, you are right. When do you see your doctor? So, for example, it depends on the situation. You are totally right. I'm glad you did that. For example, you're talking to your boss and you're and your boss is like, okay, we have meetings in the morning, but the afternoon is kind of light. So when do you see your doctor? He already knows you have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. It would be very normal for him to clarify information using simple present tense because he knows about a scheduled event in the near future. That would be perfectly normal. Cesar, your answer is totally correct. Now the given answer here, when are you seeing your doctor? Same thing. I just said that for planned events, scheduled events in the near future. It's up to the speaker whether they're looking at it from the perspective of it's scheduled or it's planned. But basically, you know, guys, scheduled and planned, obviously something that's scheduled is planned. So it's, again, it's possible, it's very possible to use present continuous, or again, even the simple future, going to. So both Danielle and Cesar's questions could be answered with any of those three tenses because you're talking about a scheduled or planned event. In the far future, let's go. Okay, we're two questions about the near future. Now we're going to go to the far future, Min. We're going somewhere else here.
Yes. Me?
Okay. Yeah.
In far future, say by 2100, they will make a robot to substitute a human at work.
They will make. Okay, that's perfectly okay because that's a prediction. I have a mistake here. What, Min, help me out. Speaking of future tenses and future clauses, in far future, what's wrong with this, Min? I have made a mistake. Do you know? What's wrong with this clause? Or anybody in the class?
Yes, I lost you for a few minutes.
Well, okay. Does anybody in the class know what's the problem with this introductory future time clause?
Miss the article?
Yep. Yep. Very good. Very, very, very good, Cesar. In the far future.
But I thought that was A.
But there's only one future. Well, depending on how many science fiction books you read.
Okay.
Cesar believes in the multiverse, obviously, the philosophy where there's billions and billions of possible futures. In which case, Cesar would be correct to say in a far future. As all English language is, it's spoken in the perspective of the speaker. So realistically, if Cesar thinks there are billions of possible futures, he would be perfectly correct to say in a far future. All right. If other people think there is one timeline only possible, then the far future. Okay? Fair enough, Cesar? So you're wrong, but you're right. You're right, but you're wrong.
Okay, teacher.
Okay. All right, and one other thing here, future dates. They say by, I forgot how he said this, but we would probably say by 2100 instead of 2100. I don't know what you said. Like we say the year 2000, the year 1900, the year 1800, the year 2100 would be a normal way to say this in English. Okay, he's predicting. He's looking at this as a prediction. Now, possibly, but because we have this time clause, we've got a specific date. Now, remember, we talked about this before. When you say by the deadline, by Sunday, by 2100, you're fixing a date in the future. So you're going to use a future perfect because you're coming up against a wall, a specific time or event or action in the future. will have made. Big clue, big clue when you see by and a specific time. Earlier we say by the deadline. Okay, that's considered a specific time, by 2100. Doesn't matter, by 3 o'clock. I will have finished my lunch by 3 o'clock, for example. So it doesn't matter if the time is half an hour away or, you know, hundreds of years away, whatever. Doesn't make any difference. I know you're looking at this as a prediction because it's the far future, but be very careful about these by prepositional phrases. By with a time pretty much locks you into a future perfect situation. Okay, Keiko, welcome to the class.
Thank you, teacher.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Yeah, good. I'm getting all futuristic here, dude. I'll come to you in just a second. You'll be next. Oscar, you first. Oh, here's a super common question. Oscar, how would you say this?
What did you do to? Sorry. What? What will? Mm, what will?
What,
What will you do tomorrow?
what will you do tomorrow? Now, Oscar, here I have to say, depends on the context. Why are you saying this? If, okay, for example, Oscar, if I knew that you had a meeting with the boss tomorrow and I am referencing what will you do about something specific, you have a meeting with the boss, okay, your entire future at the company is going to be decided. What will you do tomorrow? Yeah, okay, that might be the case. But if I'm just asking you, Oscar ho-hum, how are you doing? Hey, I have the day off. What are you doing tomorrow? I would probably say just what are you doing tomorrow, or possibly what are you going to do if I want to know your plans. If it was off the cuff, meaning not thought about at all before, I would probably use what are you going to do tomorrow as a vague general question. What are you, I'm sorry, I would probably say what are you doing tomorrow as just an overall general question. Hey, I just thought of it. What are you doing tomorrow? I probably would not say, hey, do you want to hang out? What are you doing tomorrow? Would be very natural for me. Hey, I have the day off. What will you do tomorrow? That sounds very strange to me unless I know what will you do about something. Would sound normal. Now here, our answers are, what are you going to do? Okay. What are your plans? That would also be fairly normal. Either way, present, continuous, or the simple future with the verb to be and going to do. Either way, kind of what are your plans? It's more common to say, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing this afternoon? You want to go to lunch? I mean, that's much more normal, everyday kind of speech. Okay, speaking of our plans, okay, Keiko. All right, here we have in the form of a dialogue. All right, so if I say to you, hey, Keiko, come to the cinema with us.
Come to the cinema with us. I can't. I've taken extra shift at hospital, so blank work tonight. Scroll
Up,
yeah.
down.
Thank
Down
you.
is the answer.
Come to the cinema with us. I can't. I have taken extra shift at hospital.
There's a problem here. Yeah.
I've taken extra shift at hospital.
Well, there's a problem with this sentence as well. Again, I've forgotten the article. I've taken an extra shift. Shifts are countable, so I need an article.
So I have to work tonight?
Okay, you could say that I have to work. This is very possible and very normal.
Okay, so I will have been
Let me just
working tonight.
Let me just show the class this. This would be very normal. So I have to work tonight. In this case, the have to is a modal. I could substitute it with must. A modal. Have to is a phrasal modal here. So I must work tonight. Where's the I? You need I here. So I must work tonight, or I have to. So I have to work tonight. That's possible if you want to stress the idea of your obligation, which would be very normal. Oh, I can't. I have to work tonight. It's an extremely common phrase in English.
Teacher.
Yeah.
If I want to use the future,
yeah,
can I say so? I will have or I am going to be working tonight.
Sure. I am working tonight. Actually, there's a lot of possibilities. I am working tonight because it's in the immediate future. Working, obviously, a continuous action. I am going to be working or will be working, future continuous. You said going to be working. That's fine. It has a little more emphasis that it's a plan. Predicting I will be working. Actually, there's a lot of possibilities in this sentence. You can almost not go wrong. But it would be much more normal. Well, you did. You used am going to be working. More normal to use here a continuous tense. Why? Because they're talking about movies. Movies take duration. They take a period of time. So you're relating it to the idea of being at the movies when there's two continuous actions, two actions that take time, duration, take a length of time. We generally are going to use a continuous tense. So, which you did.
I am working.
Yeah, it's fine. Either way, I am working, I will be working, I'm going to be working. Any continuous tense really would actually work here. Yeah. Or I did like your example with the modal. I think that is very normal English. Have to or must, of course, you're still talking about the future. You're talking about your future obligation. I have to eat my lunch after the class. Oh, okay. Obviously, after the class, clearly I'm talking about the future. This would be very, very normal, actually. But in that case, I'd be stressing my obligation to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I don't understand the word modal. Modal? I don't know.
Modal. Modals are words like they're a type of auxiliary or helper verb. Okay, they usually work with another verb, like I have to work, I must work. Okay, I should work. Words like this: could, should, would. Sometimes there are phrasal modals: must, may, can, can't. Sometimes there are phrasal modals like have to. or need to. I need to work tonight. Okay, these are called modals. Modals have different functions. Sometimes they show how much we're obliged to do something. I have an obligation to do it. I have to do it, or I should do it, or I could do it. Sometimes they're used for other purposes to show probability. It will rain, it might rain, it could rain. All right, various degrees of obligation or permission or probability. They're often used for future structures, and we often use them to show to what degree we think something will happen in the future. It will rain, I'm 100% sure. It might rain. What does it mean, Eva, if I say it might rain later?
That maybe it's going to rain and maybe not.
Maybe, maybe not. 50-50. Exactly. Precisely. So we use these in conjunction with future structures to sort of define how much we think so, or how much we need to do something. I should tie my shoes, or I might trip. Okay, I'm talking about the immediate future. Just presently, I should tie my shoes. Okay, it would probably be a good idea. Or I need to tie my shoes, or I will trip. I think I have a stronger obligation to tie my shoes. See how that works? Those are modals.
Yeah, how do you spell the word?
Oh, sure. Okay, M-O-D-A-L. Or you often see plural modals, but yeah, those things are called modals.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Very good question. Thank you. It's not we really can't do all this talking about future verb tenses without talking about modals. It's because they're used so often to discuss the future. So actually, thank you. Eva, actually, back to you.
Okay, the bus will arrive at 10. We need to make it in time, otherwise I will have to stay here till Monday.
I will have to stay here till Monday. What a bummer. Okay, now the first one. Excuse me. We're gonna have a number of possibilities because buses and trains are scheduled events. This is at 10, so we're obviously talking about today, the very near future. We have a lot of possible, which are all correct. Again, you can say the bus arrives at 10, simple present. The bus is arriving at 10. The bus is going to arrive at 10. It's a plan, all right? You have a number of possibilities. So here, okay, arrives, simple present. That would be very normal for scheduled events in the very near future, okay? And then the second part, yeah, you're absolutely correct. Otherwise, I will have to stay here. Okay, just like by, here's another word that gives you a big clue. You're going to have to use a perfect, a future perfect. You are absolutely, I will have to stay. Okay, well, have to is actually the modal. Well, there you go. Yeah. Okay, all right. I'll have to stay. Okay. Anyway, yeah, you got it right. That's good. Okay. You'll be obligated to stay. Okay. Let's look at another one here. Daniel. Oh, eighth clause. Remember?
Me?
Daniel? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sure. Okay, I think I got it. If it happens in the
Whoops. Again with the in the future. Yeah, right.
in the future, I
Sorry, here's the
I
whole
will
clause.
never.
Okay?
Okay,
Yeah, you
I
got
will
it.
never go with you to the market again.
Okay. First conditional or the real conditional. If it happens in the future, I will never go with you to the market again. That's it. You got it. Perfect. Great
Okay.
job. All right. You cannot have a future tense with if it's a realistic, and I believe this is a realistic concept. I believe you made the right choice. Present tense in the if clause and simple future usually in the result clause. That was very good. You got it. You remembered. Terrific. Oh, okay. Specific time. All right. Cesar, give this a try.
Okay. Um, what do you do at 12 o'clock tomorrow?
Okay, now that would be possible in exactly the right context. If this were a regular event that somebody does the same thing every 12 o'clock.
What are you doing?
Yeah, okay, that would probably be more reasonable. Now, what do you do every day at 12 o'clock? Okay,
Okay. What
like
are you
that.
doing?
You're talking to your child. Oh, I brush my teeth. Okay, great. Then you're talking about a regular action. You're talking present tense, present simple tense. Sure, that's possible, but basically maybe speaking to a child and reminding them. So that would be highly unlikely talking to an adult. Yeah, all right. What will you be doing at
Uh,
this specific time? The idea at interrupting action. Interrupting action or interrupting specific time. Okay? That interrupts doing, okay. All right. An interrupting action, something that interrupts, doesn't matter, past or future, something that interrupts another action, which is this specific time. It could be another action. What will you be doing? Okay, what will you be doing when, okay, whatever, at lunchtime? What will you be doing when something happens? I don't know. When the store closes tomorrow. Doesn't matter. It could be an action when the store closes. Okay, let's say. Store closes, that's a sudden interrupting action, and then the other is continuous. So what will you be doing? Okay. If you're just asking in general, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? That would be normal. What will you be doing what will you be doing for lunch tomorrow? There's a very practical example. Hey, what will you be doing for lunch tomorrow? Okay. Well, that's more purpose, but all right, kind of
Teacher,
the same idea. Yes, Kego?
could it be in the present
What are
continuous?
what are you
What
doing at
are,
12 o'clock? No, you
no?
really can't in this case because you have a specific time. If you have no specific time, present continuous would be the most likely answer, although there are other possibilities. What are you doing tomorrow is very normal.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay. Watch out. Okay. Whose turn is it here? Min. It's time for one more.
Yes. Watch out. That lady is sucking. It's False.
Shaking, first of all, pronunciation. Shaking, long A, shaking. No, it is going to fall.
Into false.
This is very normal. It will fall. Okay, you're predicting the action, but here the ladder is shaking. You can kind of plan on it because you see that you're predicting it, but on the other hand, you're telling the person, get ready, watch out, do something, plan on the ladder falling down. So you need to make a plan fast. It is going to fall. This is an interesting example, okay? If you see something and you can easily predict it's going to happen, but you want to express to another person they need to plan for this, you need to have a plan. What are you going to do when the ladder falls? It would be much normal to use this predictive structure, it is going to fall, rather than it will fall. It will fall is sort of a neutral general prediction with will. It is going to fall. There's an implication here that you need to plan for this. Okay, actually this is a great example of how there's a little difference between will and going to here. There's definitely an inference here that you need to get ready and have a plan. When the ladder falls, what are you doing? Are you going to hold on to the roof? Are you going to jump off? What is your plan? Okay, we are over time, so I've got to go. Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks a lot. I hope you learned a little bit about future tenses today. And I'll see you next time here on Verbling. Bye-bye.